when I was small, at school, I was a little bit bullied because I did not have clear diction and articulation. But this speaking anxiety, it was constantly with me. Can you imagine 22 years old student who needs to go to bigger B2B clients, big bosses, and tell them you do your business wrong. So that's where your speaking anxiety come in the game. You can feel how possible and how uncomfortable can be speaking in front of others, just like communicating. You can put some filter on the image on the Instagram, I don't know, make your 20 years younger, have six-pack and muscles. But when you actually go to the beach, it doesn't work really well. So the same with these filters, it can work in digital communication, but when you go in the real world, I don't want to sound like high-pitched, uncertain, person.
Oh yeah, like that?
And you get used to this sound, and your voice becomes slower and deeper.
Welcome to another episode of AI Ranch, where we discover the wild west of AI in business all around the world. Today I'm Estonia with fantastic guest Nick Lahoika, founder of the Vocal Image, the AI voice training app that helps the people sound clearer, more confident, stronger. And his company has been named by Time magazine top educational tech in 2025. He has over 4 million downloads, and he runs even the professional YouTube channel where you have high quality content on public speaking and other topics of over 100K listeners. So great numbers. Happy to meet you here.
Thanks for having me.
I read that you moved to the Estonia 2021 and you're originally from Belarus. Can you tell a little bit of that story, how you ended up here and how easy it was?
Yeah, of course. In 2020, it was the revolution in Belarus that unfortunately failed. We were participating in the protests a lot. We were outdoors, we were with flags, we were painting on the walls. And when the revolution was failed, we realized that it's not an option to stay any longer in this country. Probably nothing will change soon enough. It's not safe to stay, to raise children, to do business. And then we decided to relocate. And our relocation process was kind of smooth, I would say. I didn't expect from be back in that days. I didn't expect that it will be so smooth. We were choosing between different countries.
What other options do you have?
Oh, we were with my CTO co-founder, another Nick. We were sitting in the cafe. It was cool coffee. We were writing on the napkin countries, options, what we have, and making this pros and cons, which country to choose. And it was Cyprus, it was Spain, it was Poland, and Estonia. And Cyprus was a little bit far away, different climate zones, and we have relatives. Poland, it was the easiest way to relocate immediately, but it was hardest way to relocate with families, to legalize families. And Estonia was the most attractive from the perspective of relocation, but as well it has the best business terms we've ever seen. And we just decided that, okay, it will be Estonia. We applied to Estonian startup program. The startup committee took 10 days to review this application and they accepted. We got special code. We went to embassy of Estonia and Belarus. We gave them this code and the whole family immediately got working visa in Estonia. And after the relocation to Estonia, actually, where we got to Estonia, we went to police department with the same code and we got residence permit. Based on business. It was the best ever process. After the war began in 2022, now the process is totally different.
Well, now it's more complicated, yeah?
Of course, yeah, it is. And because we relocated before the war, it was smooth. But now the picture has changed, my experience, and non-relevant today.
Right, but still, did you find anything surprising? Anything that a part of being smooth, specifically in the business or startup ecosystem here?
Everything is surprising. Like, I mean, like when you go out from the Belarus, it's like, I don't know, you was in prison, and then you are open to the world. You can like easily reach out interesting people. You can speak with people. You can do business actually. You
Is there an
grow.
app store in Belarus?
Yes, there is, but still there is no market in Belarus.
No, I mean like you still can publish, right? You started there, right?
Yes. Our first version of the application was launched while we were in Belarus. It was like end of 2020.
Okay. Tell me about a little like what's your financing up till now, and what actually matters from your experience. Like, how did you learn to build all of this stuff? Because I'm asking you this because we also some long time ago tried to do some B2C apps and had really great founders who have built good apps, and then often the experiences were that that you could run these B2C apps quite with some funding, right? You can just generate traffic, not have even great retentions and keep loops on that things, but it seems that you have something better. So maybe walk us to the story how you got to these $4 million.
Let me tell you like how the vocal image started by itself, background, so you understand as well my background a little bit better, and maybe you get more insightful questions there. So I was studying economic computer science in Belarusian State Economic University, and at some point I started working as business analyst and project manager in the company that was integrating business intelligence systems to bigger B2B clients. So my experience and my background, like that time experience, I was working with B2B clients. I was like consulting them, help them to make their business better, understand some numbers. At some point it became like boring for me. You cannot grow anymore inside one company, and I just quit, and I had multiple offline businesses from dance studio to video production studio. And
dance studio.
Yes.
Are you dancing?
I'm not.
You organize dancing.
Yes, I organize dancers. And video production basically was my favorite because you work with different clients, different people. You can like be in the same time in different niches. And at some point I met a vocal coach. And when I was small, like I mean at school, I was a little bit bullied because I did not have clear diction and articulation, and I was bullied a little bit until I become stronger than my classmates.
You beat them up. Not need articulation when you have muscles.
you don't need like when you're bigger than your classmates. But this speaking anxiety, it was like constantly like with me. Can you imagine like 22 years old student who need to go to like bigger B2B clients, like big bosses, and tell them you do your business wrong. So that's where your speaking anxiety come in the game, and that's where like you can feel how possible and how uncomfortable can be speaking in front of others and just like communicating. And that fear stayed with me like for a long time. And then I met a vocal coach, and she told that these kind of skills, and you can develop them, you can train them. I was like super surprised. And let's do YouTube channel. Let's help like people to overcome this. So we've launched vocal image channel. It started growing pretty fast. We hit 100 subscribers in like relatively quick time, maybe less than 1 year. And I was thinking that it's a crime not to try to monetize this audience, because this is audience. And we started selling courses to this audience. It went well, and that's where we like decided we want to scale this. And in our mind, mobile application is one of the easiest way to scale some digital product, because everybody has mobile phone. You can like instantly launch worldwide, but it's not how it works
right.
at the end of the day. So that's like the background of creation of vocal image.
Yeah.
And we were lucky because we had this YouTube channel with initial audience, and we could start selling subscriptions from day one. After the first launch of the application, we had already subscriptions. People were paying money because we produced unique content. And it was like, I don't know, YouTube with voice recording on top. So you are watching the video, you repeat after the coach some movements, some exercises, and then you can record your voice before and after training separately. And then you listen to this voice recording, and you need to make decision by yourself. Does this training work for you or no? This is bad user experience.
There's no AI, yeah?
No AI, nothing. It was just like videos and voice recordings. But when we notice how often people use this voice recording and how much data they give to us, we decided to automate the feedback, and that's how we got to this AI analysis and stuff. And it was like in the middle of 2021.
Okay, this was before all of the large language models and generative.
Yes.
Okay, so still some users from YouTube channel, right? But this is still not 4 million, and this is probably just the beginnings of AI. And how do you get from there to where you are now?
Next challenge went to us 1 year later. So the first biggest challenge for us was like relocation, leaving home country, go in a totally new settings. For me personally, it was another challenges because I needed to pitch startup to investors, business angels, and I didn't speak English until I relocated, basically. I learned English at school, but there is no English in Belarus. So I needed to pitch business in English. And this was, again, kind of...
Did you use your own
stressful.
app?
Yes, exactly. I was using it the whole 2020 first year a lot, still using it, especially while we are launching new features. And it helped a lot. And just jumping a little bit like in the front, in 2022, I managed to win almost all Baltic pitch competitions with vocal image. Latitude 59, Tech Chill in Riga, Latvia, Startup Fair in Vilnius. All these three, like, we took first place.
Excellent.
And I was pitching like, so probably it works.
Right. That's a good like pitch for the app itself and how it works. So yeah. And okay, so you keep improving the product. And you, like the users just naturally started growing, or is it like something more on that?
First of all, like the biggest challenge was in 2022 when the war began between Russia and Ukraine, because in Belarus we are natively speak Russian language and the application was launched in Russian language. So our main market was Russia, Ukraine and Belarus to that date. When the war began, like, we immediately lost the whole market because obviously we don't want any more audience from Russia and we cannot advertise application in Ukraine, obviously. Belarus doesn't have any market at all. So we localized everything to English language. We launched in the United States and
directly in the United States without like UK, Canada or something.
First it was United States, then was everything else, like following immediately.
I have heard that they they actually, for the app featuring and actually like trending and whatever, they would only trend in first grade market if you have been in the top places in the second and third. Is it right?
You know, like usually they don't feature you in the like important markets like United States. They can try how this featuring works like in like third party markets. We never were featured in the United States.
Not yet.
Not yet. Like we were like in top educational applications in Ukraine, like second place right next to Duolingo. But it was like as well back in the days before the war. We launched in the United States, and how it was, we just localized everything to English language, and we started making performance marketing there. Took like our meta campaigns, localized them as well, launched in the United States, and something clicked, something worked. That's how we started growing.
Now the user base is there, yeah?
I would say like 40 to 60% of our current efforts with performance marketing still comes from United States, and we don't see any kind of glass ceiling yet.
Yeah, United States are like deep market. I mean, like when you go to United States and you have some European products, they even sometimes don't understand Europeans, because like European products are usually wide. You have lots of features, lots of angles to the market. But then in America, you can have very narrow, something very small, and just go like, as you say, like very deep. So it sounds quite cool. But then let's go more into the app itself. So what kind of like professional use cases like that gives the value to for the users? Do you have some examples?
I have, but first I would like to say that we a little bit evolved from voice training application to communication training, and this is like important difference because like we started with voice training, but this is only one part of soft skills you have, like your voice, your appearance, like first impression, but as well there is other soft skills like negotiation, active listening, public speaking, leadership, and so much more. And we shifted from voice training to soft skills and communication training application. And this is like the big difference because it made our audience much wider. And this is as well, I believe, part of success.
Oh, well, and when that happened, like recently, or is it already established?
It was constantly happening, like slowly, step by step.
That's already in that direction. Okay, but then these professional use cases, what would you say are the best ones where you see the most value for professionally?
So we're targeting the person who wants to increase their job market value with their soft skills, because everybody needs like develop soft skills. Every job description has this line that you need to have like strong developed soft skills. How do you train soft skills? To train soft skills, you need 10 different separate coaches. One will like your public speaking coach, another maybe a voice training coach, third one will be your accent training coach, and so on and so forth. We try to make it everything in one application, like affordable, that costs like 1 hour of the coach for 1 year. That's what we are doing basically.
Yeah, but then, so you're saying any professional, but you can be more specific on some professionals where you have heard some good testimonies?
I would say that this is like digital tech people who need to communicate, developers, of course, project managers, team leaders, they need to develop, they need to present. So they are pretty nice, good use case.
Okay. So what functions from the app you like yourself the most, or which users actually like the most maybe?
My personal favorite is the latest feature, two latest features. One is tongue twister training. When you need to like read tongue twisters,
pronounce carefully the words. Yeah.
Yes, like I don't know. I can like later we can play with you. It's totally fun. We add a lot of funny animations. I like this new radio feature where we put this bite-sized learning about communication. We call it like quick communication wins. When every day you can get one small piece of advice how to become better communicator. Maybe how to posture your body when you're communicating, or how to like make proper handshake, how long you should like maintain eye contact, not to be aggressive, all of this stuff like body language, emotional intelligence. So these two features are my personal best at the moment. This is radio and tongue twister.
Cool. Have you heard any like surprising stories that you were not expecting that came out of user experiences?
I never expected that vocal image application can be something like party game.
Party game.
Yes, because we have a lot of voice tests and like different kind of tests where we make analysis around your voice. Like you make your speech recording, like we analyze it and we provide you feedback. And once we've launched interesting thing, it was archetype test, where we were predicting your archetype based on your voice and the way how you speak. And it was connected to this Jungian 12 archetypes. Yep. I think it was 12, maybe not.
I'm not sure if 12, but Jungian have archetypes.
So we mapped them to like voice training. We launched it in the application, and then we noticed like interesting, beautiful part, and that people started doing this again and again. And then we noticed that from one account, this is like multiple people make voice recording.
How do they play it? Like what was just?
I mean, like I record my voice. Who am I? Like, for example, I don't know, Sage. And then you are recording and like, who are you? Are you Sage, or maybe you are like a magician or something like that?
Okay.
So people were just playing with these tests around each other and try
But it's a great testament of how the app probably is like, the user experience is so easy to use. It's not like some kind of charts and scientific report or something, right? Or it was in the beginning, and now it's had changed, right?
Yeah, I think it's like common mistake of like different mobile applications. People like numbers. I'm like Garmin user. I like numbers. I like charts, and this is like, I don't know. I work in some kind of constraints about this. Early in the days, we tried to make these like, I don't know, charts and numbers, like hertz, like decibels, like all this like median, like your frequencies, like fundamental frequencies.
What is your frequency?
Yes, but people, honestly, they don't understand, and they don't want to read, and they don't want to dive deep there. They need some kind of, I don't know, red or green or yellow.
So it's basically
dots. This is good, bad, or this is okay for them.
Okay, but then like you have all this amazing tool. How much actually the users can change about their voice, because some of the characteristics, right, and the maybe even under psychological underlining issues, right? This may be something deeper or physical, but can they actually, you see, that they improve over time, or what is the feedback on that end? What is the limits?
You will be surprised, but like one can change their voice in the way that you will never recognize it again. It can be like totally different. And it can be like working like both ways, like to become more low and deep, or to become like high pitched and thin voice. Like it can be like totally transformed.
And how much it is like this, as you mentioned yourself, some of the like childhood trauma, psychological issues, and that part, I assume you have content on that part as well, right?
We make these advices, not like exactly working with childhood traumas, because everybody has their own childhood traumas.
Sure.
But the way how like you present yourself, how you behave, what kind of tricks you can use to communicate more confident and better, like we make this advice.
So you're not like medical advice or psychological advice, right? But still, you can do a lot of things. And you mentioned you have this tongue twister. What other types of micro drills do you have that people do like on daily basis, or?
Oh, can be like voice training exercise. This could be breathing exercise. This could be like tongue twister drills. It could be like intonation drills, like vocal warm-up drills, and just, I don't know, you can just, if you don't want to record or to speak or to do, you can just use it as a podcast feature, like not really podcast, but use this radio. Because this radio, this is like animated character, avatar, is telling you some kind of useful tip. And in the end, you're not just like, okay, I've listened. It will ask you a question and you need to like choose the right answer. So that's how you like fix this in your memory.
Well, that's good. I like that you're pushing some because we're living in a ChatGPT time where all of the answers come from Blue Air, right? But it's not about answers. You're trying to pay attention, people. You're working now in different cultures, very different cultures, like Americans. You've been previously Russians, now Europeans. Do you see differences in cultures using the app and the vocal issues and other things?
I see just different behavior of the customers in different, totally different worlds, because we are today in 6 languages. This is English, Spanish, German, French, Ukrainian, and Russian. And people and...
Not Estonian?
Not Estonian.
Why not? No market?
We believe there is some market here, not like for our B2C appetite, but we had some cases about Estonian market. It was pretty interesting. Maybe we will speak about later.
Okay.
Why we don't go after Estonian markets and localization.
Okay, but cultures?
Yeah, so people like behave a little bit differently everywhere. Like French people and German, they totally like different from United States.
Are Germans like these Krankenwagen and that kind of language, or is it not like that prototypical when you see in the app?
This is more on my personal like taste. This is more harsh and like hard. I like French language more, but as well like people like behave differently on the avatars, how they like these like voices. Like French, they need more beauty and more soft. United States, they are more, how to say, people just behave differently. For example, in the United States, people get used to pay for the content. They understand what is like subscription and the application. Other markets, people sometimes still don't get it, how it works and all this stuff. So behavior is different. You need to find different approaches. Different markets has different pains. I mean, like this like value proposition shall be different in different markets.
What do you know from top of head? What works on Germans?
Germans want to get rid of accent.
Accent?
Yes.
That is interesting. But they do have a little bit of accent. Actually, the German accent, it kind of I don't know why they're going to get rid of it. It gives some kind of like feeling to like that they are like serious people. But anyways, that's interesting. So, right. So your app does collect data, right? How do you address the privacy issues? Like, do you send everything to the cloud, process on AI there, or is it on the phone? How long do you store it? Like, what's about that part?
No, we follow these like GDPR rules, and we are compliant. We store, as long as users stay with us, we store their data. After they decided to go away, we store for 6 months more. We cannot connect the data with the user actually. Even like when you come to us as a user or become a premium subscriber to record some of your voices, we cannot anyhow identify that this is your voice. You cannot be connected with this. So this solves like a lot of problems because we don't actually need like user data to have this. We need their voice recordings, and that it sometimes we just convert this into like mail spectrogram and just store the data of just like numbers.
Yeah, so you try to kind of pseudo anonymize it a little bit, but yeah, this is still biometric data. But at the same time, agree. Like sometimes people are too scared of things where they should not be. That like I believe that if you take care of it properly, there's very little risk of that. But so generative AI is also right now out there. You know, 11 Labs, right? The excellent models, the version 3 and stuff. So are you using that, and how much are you using any kind of generative features also in the app?
We use multiple different models, not only 11 Labs for generate voices specifically for our animated characters. We use that. We use a lot, of course, large language models like Gemini, like Cloud. Like,
give some kind of use case where you need language models in the app.
Specifically, for example, for a personal advice, we need a large language model. We have our own, like it has its own cache where it stored some information about like voice training, about information in the application, everything. And there we take your analysis that we extracted from your voice recording and upload. So basically, let's go through the process of like giving advice to the customer. Okay. Basically, if you're a customer, you come into the application. First, when you install the application, you go through like long onboarding process. Where there we know like a little bit more about your background, what is your goal, what do you want to achieve, and this is like our first input that goes to large language models. Then you record your voice. We take your voice, we transcribe it, we understand what exactly you're saying. Sometimes we use a whisper model, sometimes we use Gladia, sometimes we use 11 Labs or just Google, like multiple, depends like on the like quality that we get and specific data that we need to extract. This is like another layer. We understand like what you are saying, what words. Then we can merge it with speech tone and volume. And that's how we can extract intonation, like the melody and this like prosody of your voice, how you speak. Then we can transcribe it with IPA charts, like what specifically you are saying, what sounds you are pronouncing, not just words that recognize like the whole chunk, but specific sounds. That's how we can predict your accent. And then we make unique stuff for the market, because this is not rocket science. It's super nice that we can do it, but then we do rocket science. In my perspective, we can predict how your voice will be perceived by other people. Is it confident, attractive, sexy, monotonous, harsh, whatever? And all of this information that we extracted, we put as well to this large language model with your background, with all this knowledge that we have from books, from coach, from content of the application, and then these large language models go through this and give you personalized advice. How you can improve your communication skills, where you need to go and where you need to focus your attention, because it knows a lot. It knows your goal, what you want to achieve, where you need to make pauses. Maybe you're speaking too fast. Maybe you need to work with your accent. Maybe you need to work with your pronunciation, because it understands the clarity and speech tempo. So basically that's how it works.
So I totally get it. Like, I mean, in our systems which we build, this is for enterprise contact centers. We do have some similarities to what you say. We don't detect if call center operators are sexy. that we don't have yet, but we do have all sorts of other ways to also tackle soft skills. So totally get it, and happy that this technology is also available for general audience, right? But you mentioned also that when you started, you wanted to reach many people, and you thought the app is the best way. Do you still think the app is the best way? What would you do different if you would need to rebuild the whole project from right now?
If I need to rebuild the whole project right now, I probably will not start from the application. I probably start from some kind of, I don't know, website, or just because a website, super easy. Easy to market, easy to track data, easy to understand everything. Mobile application is hard to maintain, like you need like multiple versions, Android,
App Store updates all the time.
App Store updates, you depends on App Store a lot. So probably I started from different angle, but at the end of the day, maybe not in 90 days, but like in 1 year, we will get to the app eventually as well. Because I think this is the best way.
Because everybody has smartphones, right? Everybody used to that. Right. That's really cool. So we already touched a little bit, but how big of the component is the AI? Like, if you would say percentage of your app, all sorts of efforts, maybe even if you include broader the business, like my assumption, B2C business, actually a lot of it's like content and the marketing, right? And but what do you think? Like, how much of what you have is AI, and how important it is for what you do?
I think it's like at least 50%. Like, even if you think like not everywhere is our AI. This is nice clarification. If you think about marketing, if you think
sure. I know, like also, but I think the content is also underrated. I mean, like, you really have high quality content, which I have seen also in your YouTube channel and the app. So basically the content part, are you fully automating it? Not really, right? Or how much the content is automated?
If we speak about like real human who are like, I mean, like acts for YouTube channel or like social media, they are not like fully automated, but still like you use AI a lot. Sometimes like we use a lot like AI generation content for performance marketing. We use AI when we generate content for the application, like radios. We have our own AI, I can say, that generates the movement of the avatars. Like these animated characters, like puppets, like we generate them by ourselves. This is like totally our part. Even when you probably like even your operator use a lot of AI when he works with like these podcasts, voice recordings, when he needs to isolate sound, like maybe this DaVinci Resolve voice isolation stuff or something like that. Like everywhere is AI. And in our case, I believe it's more than 50%.
So you have these professional voice coaches also working with you, and you managed to make them use these tools as well, right? That they're really knowledgeable on doing stuff more efficiently, faster, and so on, or they're still old school?
Most of the coaches I've worked before, they like old school. They sometimes want to use this affiliation program to distribute to like, but like we did not find this really successful way to work with coaches. We have one coach in our team. She's actually our co-founder. She is starting the like all this content. That's how we started. This is the same coach we started YouTube channel with.
I had suspicion of that. I think she is still on the YouTubes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw her.
And she's a singer as well.
Very professional.
She's super cool and super talented coach. She like reach results like really fast. And that's how we started. But like beyond, when we go like further than voice training only, when you need negotiation training, you need different kind of coaches. When you need accent training, you need another kind of coaches. And each coach is special. Each coach is special.
Yeah, like I think we touched some of these topics of human aspects, AI aspects, and if you read studies, like for example, there was University of Edinburgh study where 2/3 of children aged to 6 to 11, when they talk with AI systems, they attribute that these systems do have feelings and emotions. So I mean, like their minds, they don't have that much experience, but I think that these are emotional beings. So how do you see, from what you have seen so far for over these years, like how AI are changing the way how we are communicating, and is in the future what aspects are actually human and what will be basically delegated to the machines?
I think social interactions will never be delegated to the machine like completely, because this is like, I don't know, one of the important aspects of well-being and longevity, to have this social interaction with other people. If you delegate this to machine, like there is a big risk of depression, at least as far as I know. So this is like, people will always eat. People will always interact with each other. At some spheres and niches, they totally can delegate communication to AI, like emails, like what Grammarly did at some points. Like some people were just like writing emails really fast, or like just make this like voice memo and then transcribe it and like proofread with Grammarly and say, now it's done with Gemini inside this Gmail application. But interpersonal communication, like for people who you really value, I don't know, like your family, your wife, you probably will never ask AI to speak with your children instead of you.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, you know, even chat or voice or something, you could just let's say that you know, like get me that deal, or help me to arrange that meeting, and the system could take over with all of the emotional aspects and so on. There is like, where is the border? Where would you delegate something and say that, okay, this part is where I take over? Do you have yourself any border there, or?
Until it makes work done better than me, I can delegate. When it's not, or like
if
I'm not happy
AI
with the outcome.
Talks better than you and educates better than you, your kid, for example.
I would love it can help me, like, or I would at least observe and like participate and take part. But I mean, like in terms of education, I believe. But sometimes kid doesn't believe me as much as he believe answer from the phone. So it's like already somewhere there, and we probably don't realize it.
But there is an angle of that this basically, if you don't pay attention, it is, I think, easy to delegate maybe too much at some point. Basically, it because it's naturally going there. Like you see the 11 lab emotions, right? It's quite good, right? To just make it whisper, sound happy, sound angry. It's really works really great. If you extrapolate that, in some moment, you know, like you end up with that there is like a robot baby assistant, and and maybe, you know, like where is your connection with children or kids and so on, right?
Agree. Need to watch carefully this. As well, there is this company named Figure who are making like robot humanoids
Yeah.
who can move, can do like some household stuff. Some points that they can have human face.
Yep. But there is this fine line. But again, you're different. You, as I understand, you're not trying to automate human behaviors. You're not doing. I actually know there is a lot of companies like that. Not a lot, but I have met them that they deploy on Indian contact centers the layer between the telephony services where they remove the accents. They make sound like perfect English and so on. You actually not do that. You try to make sure that the human can talk without accent, right?
Nope. At some point, we were planning to do exactly this thing, like to make this like accent reduction filter, voice changing filter, because it was after COVID when like this, I mean, like Zoom started growing like crazy. People were making these like calls. All this professional communication was online. We were thinking, why do we force you to train your voice specifically when you can delegate this to us and we can like transform your voice into clear and confident, still your voice.
Yeah, so you would like operator switch. I want to be confident now.
Yes. Or maybe sexy. I don't know. Like I want sexy, confident voice right now. Like, and you have this, but still for interpersonal communication, for real life, you need to put some effort. You can put some filter on the image on the Instagram. I don't know, like make your like, I don't know, 20 years younger, like have six-pack and muscles. But when you actually go to the beach, it doesn't work really well. So the same with these filters, it can work like in digital communication, but like when you go in the real world, I don't want to sound like high pitch and certain like, I don't know, person.
There is something to it, like, but yeah, we're really hoping that you will not drop also this human aspect of things, and of course the businesses want a quick fix, so I get that. So towards the end, let's do some shorter fun questions. Okay, which superhero would you like your voice to sound like? Batman, like how would you know he's like
this is super nice. Example.
I even cannot make his voice.
Venom.
Venom.
Yes. Like
we are Venom.
I know. Yeah, that you know you can make that voice.
Or Donald Duck.
Donald Duck. Can you do Donald Duck?
Of course.
You're good at this. So So what is better, coffee, tea, or lemon water before speaking?
Just water without lemon.
Okay. What's the weirdest place where you have done the voice drills? It
was startup fair pitch competition. I was doing them in the toilet, like
while sitting on the toilet.
No, I was like standing in the toilet because it was mirror there. People were walking here and there, and like, what the hell does this guy doing?
But it worked. You won the silliest exercise that actually works.
Silliest exercise that actually works? Like, I would say Tarzan exercise.
What is Tarzan actually?
There is a microphone here, but like it's like when you are trying to make your voice lower and you are making this.
Oh yeah, like that?
And you get used to this like sound and your voice becomes slower and deeper.
Wow, that is really cool, but also silly. So
if you do something in public, probably people will like, what?
What's wrong with you?
Yes.
What filler word should be outlawed? What filler word is always you see?
You know.
You know? Oh man. Hopefully I did not make it that too much. So in the app, were there any like biggest like mess ups that makes you laugh right now that happened in the app?
We made a lot of moves that did not work out well, but made us laugh. At least like some features when we force user to do the same loop again and again, and they could not like get out of this loop. And
it's like forever doing the exercise.
Yes, something like that.
That's funny. So any funny feedback you ever gotten from the app or AI about the voice?
We got like a lot of funny feedback. Sometimes we were experimenting with accents, and the first release of this radio feature was this like ginger haired girl, red hair girl, who we used Artlist voice generation like for voiceover of this character. And the funniest feedback we got about her voice, it was that she sounds exactly like pink hair barista at San Francisco who knows life much better than you, like this, like. And then we were started listening to this voice, and yes, this is kind of like cracky, this is like vocal fry that you can hear somewhere there, like, yes, probably we need to change that.
That's crazy. So if vocal image would have a mascot, some kind of talisman, what could it be?
It would be Peter, probably.
What?
I will show you later. This is like mustache.
Oh,
Really funny guy.
That is funny. You definitely have lots of feature requests. So what's some of the strangest or funniest feature requests you got from the users?
We believe that if you give users, if you do everything that users wants, you will like build not the best products.
Yep.
But maybe I will like reveal the next feature that we will actually make, and
Okay.
this is called Voice Arena, where you can like engage with other people, when you can like compete with other people, when you will get some votes from other people about your voice. You can like be like on top of the leaderboard, for example. Some socialization aspect is important, and that's as well for interpersonal communication.
Okay.
So we try to
Cool.
stay like with humans.
So you have your own personal experience on next one. So who is stricter, AI coach or human coach?
Human coach. Why? Because we understand how fragile people are, and we try to encourage them to continue working in any way, just like to motivate you to give, because like if you are trying but you have bad results, you still need to try. The consistency is the only one thing that matters in any training. It doesn't like really matter like how good you are trying right now, but consistency was important. And sometimes real coaches, they don't appreciate consistency enough.
What do you mean?
They appreciate results, actual results.
Lose patience, yeah?
Maybe patience, maybe just like you are not performing like really good enough. You need to do something different.
Okay. So one tip that works great on Zoom calls but doesn't work great in real life.
Sit closer to the microphone.
Yeah, if you're in the meeting, you should not tell that. So what's the best YouTube lesson that you have, which you recommend anyone to check out?
It's called the best tip for articulation. This is when you take a pencil, put in your mouth, and start saying something that you need to say with pencil in the mouth. Try to make this articulation as hard as possible. And then you take away pencil and you speak super fast and clear. This is best of the best.
Well, what's the one of the tech buzzwords you hear around which you would like to put mute on? Agents, maybe?
Maybe agents. Yes, I agree. Agents is
quite annoying.
Yes. Agree.
I guess probably like usually people who use agents don't really know what agents are and how they can be used. Most Estonian habit you have picked up?
Winter swimming.
Winter swimming. You go with the axe on lake or sea or?
I'm pretty lucky because like when I go to the lake, it's already there is this hole inside, so I don't need to go like like 1st January I went to swim in the Raba. Not Raba, it's Bog. Raba, it's in Estonian.
Okay, cool. So favorite Estonian word? Have you learned something in Estonian?
Like, yes, few words. The best one is, I don't know, I think it sounds like how Estonians say I love you. It's like super beautiful. It sounds like ma armastan sind. I don't know, it's like sounds really
good.
beautiful.
Good, I agree. The sauna, so is it relaxing or strategy meetings?
Relaxing, of course.
Okay, so after the talks, right, what's kind of your snack or food you like?
After talks, long talks?
Yeah, like imagine like business meetings or well, public discussions or just being late at work.
Usually when I'm super hungry, I like sushi, but like my personal best like lately it's like Caesar salad.
Good. I actually some looked up recently. My son likes Caesar salad, and it is not related to Roman Caesars at all. It is like there's a Caesar. Caesar, one chef whose surname was Caesar, and he invented the salad. That is interesting story. So to wrap up, like what's the next thing after the voice in soft skills, which is the most important?
Body language. I think body language is like super important because the way how you are, you can like make people like you only with your body language. Like how you maintain this like eye contact, like how you like keep yourself in the air, like with the posture. It's like how confident you are, how people will perceive to you. And this is the second thing that people notice after your voice. Voice is usually the first one.
So we'll have body image soon.
Probably yes.
Great talking with you. So thank you for being here. And how people can find you?
LinkedIn, Instagram, Nick Lahoika.
And vocal image.
And the vocal image, of course.
Download the app, go to the YouTube and find Nick. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining the episode of AI Ranch. As a gratitude for our work, subscribe, like, share, and see you in the next one.